Namaste and welcome to Yoga with Janine. Today we're with Sam and we're going to practice prenatal yoga. So welcome to your prenatal yoga practice. So one of the things that we're going to be working today is heart opening. So opening the heart to this kind of practice of being in your new body. One of the things that I like, whether you're at the beginning of your pregnancy or at the end of your pregnancy, there's always a moment where you have to open, and you have to open to the process of either being pregnant. And for first-time moms, it's like, okay, this big change, and there's a lot of newness. And then for moms who have had babies before, who it's not their first rodeo. There's still this change that happens in life, right? So like you're welcoming a whole other person into your family, and that's going to kind of stir possibly the pot a little. So in yoga, in the practice of yoga, we say, we open to grace, we open to the heart, we open to life's possibilities, and to what this new being has in store for us. So just opening to that. Close your eyes, take a comfortable seat, and to open to that, lengthen through the sides of the body and roll the shoulders back. And just bring your hands to your belly, embracing baby, and as you open your body, your heart, to this process of being pregnant and also open to the adventure that lies ahead, know that this baby is also opening to the possibility for its life and how it's also going to kind of fit into the picture that is already there. So often we think of it as very one-sided, like me and my life, and yet when there's another being, they're also going through this process as well. So the more we can open, the more others around us can open, the more baby can open. As you breathe here, allow the shoulders to soften, relax the muscles of the face, and relax into this process, into the practice of yoga, as well as the practice of being pregnant, being a mom. And allowing your heart to open with each breath. Let's open the practice with one sound of Om. Take a deep breath in. Release your hands, open your eyes. So we're going to start sitting in Virasana. And so you can come onto your knees, and we'll use either the cushion or the blocks. We'll try with the cushion, and then if we need to put some blocks, we can put the blocks. Do you need a block underneath? Okay. So you want to clear the back of the knees. So you just place your hands in the back of the knees, and you slide your hands down towards the heels, splitting the calf muscles in two. And the knees will be just about hip distance apart, lengthen up through the spine. And then interlace your fingers above your head and just have your palms facing down, which is a more softer kind of expression of the pose. Inhale into the upper body, into the chest, the shoulders. And just pull the hands away from one another gently so that you get broadening across the collarbones, and the collarbones move straight across. Let the heart soften with each exhalation, really paying attention to the exhalation And if at any time during the practice the body kind of gets overstimulated, you can come to inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. And then stretch the arms, the elbows. Good. And then bring your right hand down and lean to your right and stretch the side of your body. Again, think of keeping the sides of the body long, shoulders back, and soften the heart. Soften the heart as a way of kind of like softening into your body. Softening into this new experience. Inhale and lift up, and exhale other side. Breathe into the right side of your ribs, into the stretch. And try to find that sense of relaxation within the pose. And then inhale to reach up. And exhale, relax your arms down. Come on to all fours. And on all fours, we'll move through a few pelvic tilts. So just inhale and lift the tailbone up, and exhale and draw the tailbone under. That's it. And really just mobilizing the pelvis without overarching the lower back. Inhaling, tilting the pelvis, and exhaling to round the lower back. Again, you can think of when we do this movement against the wall, you can think of the wall behind you, and you're just kind of creating space in the lower back, a little bit of space, and then rounding the lower back to fill that space. So you get a nice stretch through the back. One more time. And then find neutral. Stretch your right leg back, tuck your toes under. And inhale, lengthen the sides of your body. And as you exhale, tone the abdomen. So you're gonna hug baby. And you can exhale through the mouth, and it's gonna give you a little bit more access to the abdominal wall. So just nice and easy, really thinking about relaxing the muscles of the face as you exhale, and softening the heart, toning the abdomen. So it's almost as if you're working while relaxing, or relaxing while working. Good, and then release, and change sides. Left leg back. Feel the stretch in the back of the leg. The pelvis is leveled. And then breathe in and breathe out to tone the abdomen. And what I mean by toning the abdomen is you're taking the sides of your waist and drawing it in, wrapping around baby. And just strengthening those core muscles so that as baby grows, baby has that support. And also, it also helps while giving labor, and also after, to the stronger the abdominal wall is after birth, the quicker it kind of comes back to its natural shape. And exhale the breath. Good, and then release and take a rest in half downward facing dog with your knees wide and your arms forward. You can rest your elbows and rest your forehead. Feel the breath moving all around baby, in the back of your body, the sides of your waist. And then inhale and come up, and you'll sit on your heels with your knees up on the blocks. And just to get a toe stretch, prepare the feet for standing. This will help to increase circulation in the feet. If your feet are swelling, the ankles are swelling, then it'll help move things along. And just again, relax the shoulders. Breathe into baby, breathe into your back. And that will help to also stimulate some of the tissues in the back of the body. Good. And then come off of blocks. And come up to standing. And bring your arms to the wall. So like we did last time with the chair, here with the standing with your arms up. You can even bring your forehead to the wall if that's more comfortable. Just getting a stretch, again, this opening of the heart. Also physically, when we open the space of the chest, it gives us a bit more room to breathe. As baby's growing, the diaphragm becomes much more limited, and there's not so much space for us to breathe. So just lifting the arms and opening the armpits, opening the upper shoulders, the collarbones can really help give us a bit more space to breathe. And then relax your arms. Bring your back to the wall, and you're gonna walk your feet forward. We're gonna do chair pose with the wall. So you'll come down as far as is comfortable, where you feel a bit of tone through your legs, but at the same time you can use the wall to help you out. And then a breath that's nice to use sometimes when you're trying to ground the body or cool the body is just inhaling through your nose and then exhaling through the mouth. And we notice as we exhale through the mouth, the breath is warm. So we're kind of moving the heat out of the body if the body overheats, and it brings a coolness to the body. And you only do that as much as you need to feel grounded and feel relaxed in your body. One more breath. And then just stand up and kind of lean against the wall. So today we're going to do our standing poses at the wall. And this is good if you're feeling tired, if your blood pressure is a little bit, going crazy. And especially also if you're feeling some dizziness during the day, to practice at the wall is a nice way to do that. So partial konasana, and we can bring the mat to the wall actually, and you'll have that stickiness under your feet. So with your back at the wall, you'll take Parsva Konasana with your toes turned to the right. Yeah. So your feet are not going to be glued to the wall. You want to make space for the buttocks and for the upper back. And then just reach your arm alongside your ear. That's it. Lift and spread your toes and strengthen through the arches of your feet. So lift the arches of your feet up. And then to get more strength through the legs, press the toes down. And that action in the feet can be very, again, very grounding, but also gives this lift and opening to the body without having to strain the legs more than necessary. Feel the breath, and here even bring the breath into the back of the body as if you're breathing towards the wall. And then inhale to come up. Nice. And change sides. Bend your knee and bring your forearm down. Reach your right arm alongside your ear with the armpit turning in towards the face. Lift and spread your toes to feel the lift of your arches, and then strengthen that lift by pressing the toes down. And that may be all the engagement that you need in the legs, is that action in the feet. Lengthen through your spine and breathe into the back of the body. And really give your body that opportunity to rest in the pose. And just open to what the pose has to offer rather than pushing it in any specific way. And then inhale to come back up. And relax your arms. Keep your feet wide and turn your toes to the right for Trikonasana, triangle pose. That's it. And here we'll use the block. And fold to your right. That's it. So you want to hinge in your right hip. Breathe into the sides of your waist, opening the heart space, the space of the lungs. And then from your pelvis, press down into your feet like you did in the last pose, even into the toes. And lengthen through the head and out through your arms. And at any time, if baby starts to feel heavy, you can always modify the pose or come out, or use the abdominal toning and tone the abdomen. One more breath. Just focusing on the exhalation. And then inhale to come up. Good. And turn to the other side. So the block on the outside of the foot. Inhale and exhale, lean to your left. Yep. So in these poses, we're leaning into the wall, so we want the pelvis and as much as possible the upper back on the wall, but for sure the pelvis. And the feet are about heel to heel. So the feet are a little slightly away from the wall, not too far that you feel like you're falling into the wall. And the feet heel to heel, good. And just breathing into the back of your heart. The gaze can either be turned up or straight ahead or even down. So find something comfortable for your neck. Okay. And then inhale to come up. And exhale. Bring your feet closer together and just lean into the wall. And just rest for a moment here. Feel the body from the feet grounding down all the way to the opening of the heart and the softening of the shoulders, the face, the eyes, even the jaw. And then staying close to the wall, we'll sit in a squat position, and I'm going to bring it a bit higher. So sit in Malasana, squat. this one's a little bit easier to just kind of release into. Yeah. That's the benefit of the standing poses, is that we get to really enjoy when we come out of them. And then just focusing on the breath and bringing your attention to the pelvic floor. As you inhale, lifting the pelvic floor either once or several times. And then exhale to relax. Again, as you inhale, you can do one big lift of the pelvic floor, engaging it like the Kegels, and exhale to release. Or as you inhale, you can pulsate. You can engage, 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 engage as you inhale, and then exhale to release. As long as you're connecting with the pelvic floor and that you're working those muscles, toning them. You can even visualize the energy from the pelvic floor rising up through the crown of the head. The pelvic floor is connected to the center of the body, so as soon as we engage and we lock that pelvic floor, we contract it and lift it up, that energy rises. There's like a kind of a domino effect through the center of the body. And it's actually a physical, not just an energetic sensation, but there's actually something physical happening. And just one more time. Relax the pelvic floor. Open your eyes. And then come up to standing. And then take a wide stance with your back at the wall. And we'll do a balancing sequence. So you'll turn your toes to the right, and we'll do half moon with the wall. So maybe you want to take the block in your hand. And step in, you bring the block to the floor, and you just use the wall, and you can really lean into the wall. And the top arm can lift up. You just keep gazing down at the floor. Focusing on the pelvis, and those pelvic tonings that we did, you can also use it in the balancing poses. So the balancing poses are a good place to engage the pelvic floor and get that strength all the way through the center of the body. And again, you use it as much as is comfortable. Very nice. Make sure you're micro-bending the bottom knee, just slightly. And then bend your bottom knee and place the foot down. Come up mindfully. Nice. Second side. It's kind of like it's like you're working and you're not working, you know? It's like, so.
The wall is nice.
Yeah, but sometimes it's good. I mean, you're carrying extra weight the whole day long, you know? Like, let's give it to something. Yeah. So inhale and then exhale, bend your knee. Let's start with bending the knee and lean to your left. And the hand goes forward of the foot, so you don't want it right beside your foot. You want it in front and closer to the wall. Good. And then make sure your pelvis is moving towards the wall, and you breathe into the back of your body. Having the wall at our back is a good reminder of where we can breathe into. So when we feel the wall, we can breathe more into the back of our waist, as opposed to trying to breathe into the belly where there will be no space eventually. your bottom knee. And exhale, bend your knee, place your foot down in the back, and come up to standing. Good. All right, bring your feet closer together. Now tree pose with the back at the wall. And of course, if you're at home, you can do this without using the wall. This is just a nice option to do, especially if you're tired or baby's getting ready to walk out. So with the feet together, tree pose, bring your left foot up to your right foot up to your inner calf. And for a more restful, you can just bring your hands to your heart. You can hold baby. And for a more active, you can bring your arms overhead. So wherever you want. Holding baby, hands to your heart, remembering kind of this sense of opening the heart to this experience, connecting with baby. Or you can have your arms overhead, which is a bit more stimulating. And because we're using the wall, we want to make sure that your bottom leg is straight but not locked. So you want to kind of find the middle of the knee, not in the back, not way in the front, somewhere in the middle. Good, and then release and change sides. And bring your left foot up. And then hands to baby, hands to your heart, or reaching up. And breathing into the back of your waist. Just noticing the points of contact that your back has with the wall, and then breathing into the spaces that are not touching the wall. So stand in Tadasana and inhale, reach your arms up and actually take your feet a little wider than your hips. And as you exhale, come down into downhill skier. Inhale and lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, bring your hands down to the floor and step back into onto all fours. Inhale here, lengthen the sides of your body. And as you exhale, push back into child's pose or half downward facing dog. Or if you're earlier on in your pregnancy, you can do full downward facing dog. And again, breathe into the back of the body. And then come up to your knees. And we'll put the blanket under the knees for support. And then on your knees, you're going to bring your hands to your back, just to the lower back and even the back of the pelvis. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Tone the abdomen, so you're supporting baby, but you just lift and open your heart. So the shoulders move back. It's not so much pushing the hips forward, it's more about lifting the chest up. That's it. Just a gentle back bend. Again, as you open your heart, let it be an expression of opening to this experience of motherhood once again. Mother of 3. Reach the tailbone down. And then inhale and come back to center. Good. You can sit on your heels. Or just take a comfortable sitting pose. then sit in Baddha Konasana with the soles of your feet together, and you can sit on the blanket. Just on the edge of the blanket. With the soles of the feet together and the knees wide. And hold the ankles. Inhale, lengthen the spine and open the hips. And spread the toes. Keep the feet active so that there's energy moving from your feet all the way up into the hips. And from the hips, press out through the legs and open the feet. You can even open the feet like a book. Turn to the right and take a wide stance. So legs wide. And we'll stay up on the blanket. I'll just fold it in half and sit up on the edge of the blanket. So take your legs wide. And just wide enough that you feel that you're not at your maximum, but it's kind of a comfortable opening. And actually you can bend that leg and bring the heel in towards your, So you bend the left knee, heel towards your pelvis, and then inhale here. And as you exhale, just fold forward with your hands in front. As much as baby will allow you to without taking up some of his space. And because we're sitting up on something, you want to make sure that the straight leg knee is not hyperextending. Meaning, just like when you were doing the standing poses, you want to make sure you find the middle of the knee, not too far in the back, not bent in the front. And soften the heart. Inhale and come up. Keep the legs where they are and lean to your right side and stretch your left arm alongside your ear. That's it. Think of breathing into the back of your waist and then opening the heart. Like that little back bend that you did on all fours. On your knees, when you were on your knees. Just that lift of the heart. This experience of being pregnant is not just a new experience for you, even if you've had kids before, you've been pregnant before. But it's a new experience for baby, right? Like, kind of wonder, what is baby thinking? And then inhale to come up and change sides. So stretch your left leg out and bring your right heel in to the pelvis. Okay. And then lean forward. Spread your toes. Lift the left toes up a little bit more. Yeah, but then micro bend your knee. That's it, yeah. Again, sometimes we have to look at the knee to make sure that it's not hyperextending. What we feel sometimes is, as the ligaments get looser, we'll start to notice that we move deeper into our flexibility, which is okay. Just make sure you're not going too much into it. And breathe into the back of the waist, ground, whatever buttock feels lighter, move that sitting bone down. It doesn't have to be heavy. Just toes down towards the floor. Inhale and come up. With a long spine, exhale to the left. Reach your right arm alongside your ear. Good. And then breathe into the left side of your waist. Try to lengthen the left side of your waist as you extend your right arm. And just relaxing into the breath. One of the best things that some of my students have told me about their own practice and how it's benefited them in their during labor was the breathing. Was how, is the more we focus on our breath during our practice, it's so much easier to find that place of awareness during birthing. Just creating a restful space for yourself, and then inhaling, come up, and exhale, bring your legs together, and you're gonna lie down. Actually, you're gonna lie down on your back. This won't be so long, but you lie down on your back, and we're gonna put this under your head. So you're gonna lie down on your back with, let's go with this under your head, the blanket underneath your head. And you're gonna bring your knees towards your chest. Yeah, just wide. And just around your back. So we want to make sure that if you're after 4 months, make sure your head is supported by something. And that it's slightly higher than your heart. You okay here? Mm-hmm. And one more breath. And then roll onto your right side and reach your arms together, your hands together. And as you inhale, you're going to lift your left arm up toward the sky. And as you exhale, open your chest to the left into a twist. That's it. And then inhale, come back up. Exhale, hands together. Just moving with the breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale to lower back. The heart open. And then inhale to lift towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands come back together. And then keep going a few more times. Just following your breath and getting comfortable with the opening of your heart. There's no rush. Just moving with the natural breath. Less is always more. And then this time opening and just staying in the open position. So inhale up, exhale down, and just staying in the twist. Adjusting the shoulders. If you need to adjust the hips, you adjust the hips. Just make yourself feel comfortable in the twist. And as the pelvis holds steady, the twist happens more in the upper back. And then to come out of the pose, you inhale, lift your arm up, and bring your hands back together. And then from there, you turn onto your left side. Roll into the left, and we'll repeat on this side. Make yourself feel comfortable in a fetal position. The arms are straight, hands together. And then as you inhale, you lift your right arm up. And exhale, open it up. Moving with the breath. Just follow the natural breath. So just watching the breath. And as you watch the breath, the body moves with the breath. One more time, back and forth. And this time opening it and staying in the twist. Exhale. Adjust the shoulders, adjust the hips. Just feeling the breath. And opening the heart to the experience of pregnancy, experience of motherhood. And welcoming this baby into its new life. Inhale and lift your arm up and bring the arms together. And then rest in Shavasana using the cushion. And just make yourself comfortable. Make sure that you're lying on your left side and that your top leg is supported. You can have the legs together in a more fetal position with a cushion or pillow between your thighs. Or you can rest like Sam's resting here with one leg extended and then the top leg resting on a cushion. As you watch the breath, again, watch with an open heart. Just noticing the new sensations in the body. Every day, baby is growing. Baby is learning also. Developing. And with that growth comes new sensations. And Shavasana, or this resting pose, is a great way of taking time to observe the growth, observe the sensations, and watch baby grow. Feel baby resting or playing, moving, stretching. And again, with an open heart, rest in the awareness of baby and your pregnant body. And the more we are open, the more the heart is open, the more baby's heart opens. resting for a little bit, and we'll incorporate the vocal toning here while the body is in this restful state. And just very softly, we'll go through the sounds of ah, ooh, and so like A-U-M. So just whenever you're ready, we'll do ah first. One more time. Just feel. And then the sound. Take a moment to feel. And then the sound of M. As you feel ready, make your way up to sitting. Just sit in a comfortable sitting position. Sit with one hand on baby's heart and one hand on your open heart. And relaxing the body into this experience of pregnancy, childbirth, and motherhood. Opening the heart to this wonderful experience. We'll close the practice with the sound of Om, uniting those three sounds, Ao, U, and M. Ao,